The game is on, ladies and gentlemen. GO4Heroes Tournament. We're in the quarterfinals and we have mYinsanity going up against Team Acer. To the left side in blue here on Cursed Hollow. Our best of one map it is. Ace of Spades on the Uther, Frets on the Stitches, Kaysil playing Vala, Shinobu on the Abatha, and Lowell on the Chen. To the right side we have their opponent. It is Team Acer, formerly in faculty with Cypher on the Tigers, Exxon on the Muradin, Green out on Brightwing, Holo playing the Nazebo, and Lotus playing Set here. So this game is actually going to be probably the best that we had so far today. The bans were Nazebo and the Zeratul and Sergeant Hammer, and the picks were quite interesting. We had the Abatha being picked immediately for mYinsanity, and then afterwards they decided to leave Team Acer their picks in DPS, and Team Acer has decided once again to just go for triple DPS here. We have them currently with the Tigers, Nazebo on default stat, which left only the Vala for the Abatha to copy. All of the teams, by the way, very, very passive right now. Down to the bottom, up at the top, all of them just like sitting really tight. I love the skin that we see on Shinobu here, going for the Halloween skin on the Abatha. One of the funniest in my opinion. I really like that one. Countess Kerrigan is also pretty awesome, but yeah, this one is definitely one of those things that you would like to have. At least I wouldn't be too upset if that would suddenly end up in my collection of skins. Down to the bottom lane here on the map we have Abatha helping out a bit. Lowell is of course trying to push that back with his Breath of Fire as much as he can, but he needs to be careful that he doesn't get polymorphed and then also trapped with the wall of zombies. So in the middle of the lane we have Frets against Exxon. Both of the tanks are going up against each other. Double tank lineup for mYinsanity. The Vala with the Abatha of course going to try and do as much damage later on in the game as she possibly can, especially since we might see Strafe being used in this game. But then again, if you look at the interrupt with them, the Dwarf, the Muradin being picked last, and there's always of course the chance that that's not going to work that way. Currently, if you look at the talents here, we have a W build on Shinobu's hero, on Abatha, which I like quite a lot. That increases the siege damage significantly. In the bottom lane, we have Lowell on the Panda, going straight for that. Tychus, very, very low actually, like apparently eating quite a lot of those shots from the towers. One tower down, second tower also dead, and up at the top, it looks like mYinsanity cannot quite keep up with that, but in experience they are still on the exact same level, and Abatha is doing his thing. There comes the full W build, I love it, that's exactly the same build that I've been using on Abatha for quite some time now. And the first one that I've actually seen playing it was from Meteor Maker's Aristina, doing a lot of siege damage with it. It's kind of crazy how much you can do with that. Much better than the traditional build, I feel. And you can always just hop between the lanes with the symbiote and make sure that you get the maximum amount of damage done there. And that helps you also with gathering up experience on the Abatha. So, besides that, not really too much to talk about just yet. Maybe just with the exception on the build that we see currently for Frets on the Stitches, going for a sustained build. But as we pointed out in the last stream already, it is the go-to build for Frets. Most Stitches players will go for a slam build, but Frets, he really, really loves this particular build, and that's one of the things that he uses once more in this particular game. So, Ace of Spades up here together with Kaysil and Lowell, trying to push the opponents back. You can already see that Kaysil is going straight for that multi build once more. That's his favorite build for Vala. Shinobu on the other hand prefers builds that are more focused on Hungering Arrow on 1, and then just like trying to get some DPS out there with Manticore on the 4, and then later on with either Searing Arrow or going for battle momentum. Frets is in a bit of trouble and just uses last second Devour against Holo, making sure that he doesn't get dropped yet. Oh, nice! Really good hook against... Wow, look at that! They get Nazebo. Well done, the first kill for them. Ace is low, heals himself, and is taken out too. The counter kill with an attempt to maybe hook once again by Frets. Not just yet. The experience lead is there for mYinsanity, but they lost the tribute. They are looking at the... Ooh, look at that! Wow, I have to admit that I haven't seen that in quite some time, that Abatha is going for a different talent on level 7. Usually you see nearly every Abatha player going straight for the Mule on 7. Very rarely do you see anything else, and he goes here for the Toxic Nest that slower the movement of opponents by 40% for 4 seconds. Very interesting move, especially since he didn't skill the global nests. He's very far out on the map, or was for a few seconds, which allowed him to get those nests in position. But that's actually a pretty interesting move right now. A build that I haven't seen in quite some time, so once again something new, and I love it. Now let's see how exactly that's gonna plan out for mYinsanity. They've probably practiced with that quite a bit, and I want to see the results. We might see them in this game now. Up to the top lane, that's where we have once again Team Acer pushing in, and Acer is doing a very good job when it comes down to taking down towers. They already took down 2 at the bottom lane, and now they are active up at the top. But we have nearly an entire level advantage already for the opponent's team, and you know that is one of the reasons why Abathur is just such a great hero on this map. Once the tributes are being taken, Abathur is going to go down to the bottom. Now he's going to start soaking experience here with his body, and up at the top he can also just help out the team while he does that. So their experience lead is going to increase during all that time. He can even jump into the mid lane, which he does with the symbiote, and now with the W build that we're currently seeing used by him, he can even soak up more experience down here. And you can really see how suddenly mYinsanity is getting ahead in experience because of it. The fight up at the top, Abathur can go in there if he needs to. He might get the level 10 for them before the fight is over, but we see Uther going down, and well, with him already being dead, even with Exxon being that low, very little chance that there's not going to be the tribute up in the hands of Team Acer. And there it is already, but suddenly there comes the attack, and it is Strafe being used by Kesil. I already mentioned that earlier, that with Abathur that would make a lot of sense, and suddenly it's 4 heroes down. Well, actually now it's 3, but Exxon doesn't make it either. Very well done. That Strafe, that hit certainly home, and it was all made possible by Abathur, who got the opportunity to just like move down, soak up the experience on the lanes. And that is one of the things that is, I don't want to say exclusive to this map in particular, but it's one of the things that you see most often on Cursed Horror. Just seeing Abathur in those bushes, once that we have the tribute spawning on the other side of the map, that is really key. A good Abathur player will always soak experience at least 2 different positions on the map if he gets a chance to do that, and it really matters. I mean, if you just look at the level bar up at the top, where we have now level 12 versus level 10 in just a few seconds, that's exactly what Abathur was made for on this map. So that is perfect for them. We have also no Gorge being used by Stitches. He's going for Bile, which is also a very interesting touch if you think about how this is going to affect the team fights. You can't really be in that position as Team Acer. You always want to make sure that the Stitches is not in that spot. The curse has been willingly accepted by mYinsanity. They were not in the position to fight just yet, and basically just admitting defeat for now and saying, alright, that's fine, we can deal with the curse, we don't want to deal with anything else just yet. But we have also the first boss now taken. That's of course that snowball momentum that you sometimes have. Exxon here, a little bit aimlessly walking around with the Muradin. Apparently his beard grew so much that he can't see through it anymore, so he didn't know where to go when the boss was about to slam. Now the first boss is being taken, and that will eliminate the first fort down to the bottom lane. But the 13 talent is soon to be available for mYinsanity, and once that they have that, we might actually see them with an opportunity to win the next team fight and snowball even further. They're only going for mercenary camps right now, nothing else. We have Emerald Wind taken by the Brightwing, we have Ravenous Spirit, Shock and Awe, of course Commandeer Odin and the Avatar on side for Team Acer. And Team Acer still with that boss pushing in the bottom lane, and the heroes themselves already moving towards the middle to maybe drop another fort. They don't want to fight here. Stitches is missing his hook, and Chen wasn't even with the team. He was for some reason all the way down here at the bottom, so there's nothing that they could really do about that. And it looks like they just want to go for another boss. But down here, mYinsanity doesn't give a shit about what the Golem does there. The Golem is already it's already pretty low. Abathur could jump in if he wanted to. Doesn't do anything at this point, and well, they leave just they just leave them the boss. It's more of a trap right now than anything else. They're waiting, but nothing taken just yet. And this is a bit of a waiting game. Acer waits for some heroes to arrive down at the boss to defend against this, but this is just not happening. So they see that there's a siege giant camp just pushing in, and they're waiting for maybe Chen or somebody else to appear that they could take down. Shinobu on Abathur, still with a mindset he can place wherever he wants. We have the 16 talent for them, and that's of course the Assault Strain. There's no other talent to take on 13, and on 16 it's of course going to be the Locust Brood. I mean, what else could it be? We have 16 now also, 13 of course now, on the board for Team Acer, and with that we have actually triple rewind for them. And there is the attack about to start, boss being taken, Fred's moving in, the hook! Getting the Muradin and going straight for that, double strafe being used, and whatever is in the range of those strafes goes down. And in this case it was the Muradin. He's being eliminated, the copy on the Abathur doing work, and that was really well done, and they're gonna drop a fort here. They're trying to jump in and maybe take down another hero, but they used a lot of heroic abilities in that last fight, but that hook again, oh my god! And there comes the second strafe that he can get through there, doing a bit of damage, pushing the team back, and just look at that level lead, 15 against 13. The boss to the top, taking down a 4-4 Team Acer though. And well, this is... I don't know, like, this is 6 kills versus 2. I wouldn't really call that a close game just yet, but you know how Heroes of the Storm works. Like any team fight that we see, if that turns against Team Acer or against Team mYinsanity, they might still lose the game. Shinobu is probably going to jump down to the bot lane now. Using his burrow stuff to go down to the bot lane, soaking up experience with his body, also of course trying to push the opponent back, but they don't have the Abathur copy up. So newer players might look at this and might ask themselves right now, why do they not fight for the tribute? And well, the answer is actually like really simple. There is no copy on the Abathur available at this point, and if you don't have an Abathur copy, you do not really want to engage into a big team fight. That's one of the big things about playing with an Abathur in your team, that you don't want to pick those fights. If you are the team that initiates, if you get that hook and you can eliminate a hero early on in the game, then yeah, it's a bit of a different story. Then Abathur can really just work with the symbiote and can like lend its strength to you. But for everything else, for the big fights, you want to have the Abathur copy up. And another thing that they want is the ultimate on the Chen. They didn't have that either. Storm, Earth and Fire was still in cooldown, so without those heroic abilities, you really do not want to fight. We have Shock and Awe still for 40 seconds in cooldown right now. 16 talent is now also on the board for mYinsanity, which is a big one. And they are in position already for the tribute. They have the fishing hook. They have also, which is going to be amazing, the executioner talent. Here comes the Locust Brute, and we will see Abathur just jump on the lanes in a few seconds to make sure that he gets that pushing power just put to some use. And yeah, and Faculty isn't even, or Team Acer isn't even trying. Like, they're not even going for it right now, because they know very well that that setup for them is a bit too late. Abathur is now on the map. Shinobu is actually like playing a pretty interesting Abathur, very, very hands-on Abathur out on the map here. He doesn't go for the Slabathur moves just yet, but I really like that he's always just in the middle of the map instead of just staying behind the wall there. So that gives him, of course, a bit of a bigger range where he can use his mines, especially since he skilled mines on level 7. Still a bit of a surprise to me, to be absolutely honest with you. For a second I was really thinking about him maybe picking the wrong talent there, but that's not really a mistake, that's very common. It really seems that he might just like have tried something new and liked it. Oh, green out! Did you see that jump on him? mYinsanity being out on the map and seeing the Brightwing there. Brightwing is of course in this situation just like fulfilling a very similar purpose of what the Abathur does. He's on a different lane, soaking up experience, and then when the team fight is needed, he jumps to the rest of his team. But he got completely blindsided there. He had no idea that the entire mYinsanity team was just so close, and they jumped him and took him out in a second. He was trying to go for Emerald Wind to buy him a second to jump out of there, but he didn't get the chance to do that. Suddenly, we have the second tribute taken down at the bottom because Team Acer is looking at the situation. They're saying, there's no way we can fight without the Brightwing. Without our healer, without the double polymorph, we have no chance in hell to win that fight. So let's just move back for now, give them the tribute, and then we're gonna take the next one. And they're gonna lose the boss because of it. They're not in position just yet. At the top lane we have the triple Locust starting to move in, and of course one of the things that happens is that the siege damage of Shinobu's Abathur is getting crazy. 120,000, that's only the beginning. The longer this game goes right now, the stronger the Abathur with this move is gonna get. Like, he's gonna be all over the map, and he's just gonna rain hell on the structures that we see for the opponent's team. We have already Kazil, Freds, and the rest of them moving in. One of the primary targets for them is, of course, also that Falster. They want to pluck the bird here. They would really love them to get just a quick hook in there. And they're already down at the bot lane. Where's the Stitches? There he is. Does he get the hook? No, not yet. But they... Oh my god! Like, look at Exxon. Exxon is nearly dead, but he gets the heroic ability. Here comes all that damage from Team Acer. They get the Shock and Awe in. They get everything in the Ravenous Spirit. And that was so close. That trap nearly cost mYinsanity the heroes. They lost the Abathur copy within a second, but Exxon, oh boy, like, he was stunned out there on the mirror den, and he dropped in hit points so fast, like, you couldn't even watch, but somehow he got the R through, gets the heroic ability in. Avatar gives him a bit more hit points, then of course Brightwing jumps in, heals him up as well, and he survives there. And with all that damage that we suddenly saw from the team moving in, they got a chance to just like turn things around here. And here comes the hook against Lotus, up goes Freds. He needs to be really careful. Oh, the stun, the grenade, the jump, and the storm ball. This is not looking good. But the Devour helps him, and that talent on level. That talent actually really coming through. Wow, the kill against Brightwing, suddenly no healer. mYinsanity turning this around. They're killing Holo as well. Wow, I did not see that coming. Great job by mYinsanity, really well played. They were the ones on the run, but suddenly they just move in, take that tribute, and just look at them, putting the curse on the opponent, moving straight towards the boss to claim another one. 2 more kills that they got there, 9 kills against 2 in this game right now. And as it happens, they're extremely close to 20 as well. It's not even a level that, like, yeah, they only need like 1 level, and they're on the 20 talent. We have 17 now for Team Acer. Acer is doing whatever they can here, but this is tricky. This is really tricky right now for them. The entire mYinsanity team is starting to move in. They can do whatever they want right now, trying to go for a long distance hook here. They might be able to get the fall stat. No, they actually hit the wall. Freds hits the wall with a long distance hook, trying to grab that, and they're going for the keep now. But 5 men are up again for Acer, and you might not want to take that fight yet. You wait for the boss, and maybe even for the Avatar copy before you start to engage into that next battle. Ho ho ho! Sypho! That was a close one. That hook nearly hit him. I've seen hooks over this particular piece of debris like finish a game off. There were some insane hooks at the early start of the beta in exactly that position. But right now, another hook missing from Freds. He's starting to move in again. And now that the curse is over, it looks like we might see Team Acer move in. But Shinobu has the copy up, and he's using it right now. We have the double Vala copy. I think they need to put it to some use. They need to do something with it. And apparently they want to try and move into the middle, which they're currently doing here. Shinobu is actually going down. Oh, nice move, trying to kill the bottom keep there, and they're immediately hard on him, trying to hunt him down before he can finish off the keep. Abathar is going to do that for him, and they were at least able to steal the hard camp, which is now pushing in the middle and also creates a bit more space. Shinobu once again in the middle of the map, just dropping the Locust Brood here. Already in position where he can jump down to the bottom and maybe drop another Locust Brood in a bit. For now, the Parasite is all that he needs, and he's going to get another one, I guess, right over here. He just gets like, yep, there it is. Gets the W in, and that's the strength of the W build. Just to give you another idea of how he's currently looking with his siege damage, he already increased it to 175,000. That's how good that currently works for him. So very, very well done by the Abathar here. And Abathar at this part of the game, of course, absolutely like in terms of pushing, unrivaled. And we have the top and the bottom keep taken, and now it's the level 20 as well, where we have a double resurgence, where we have also the evolution master right now on level 20. We have the divine hurricane, and of course a blink for Vala to give her even a bit more opportunity to just like move through the map, get away from a stun, and also of course from that DPS that we see with the Ravenous Spirit. What a hook against Sypho! And down he goes. Or will he survive? Shock and awe being used, Ravenous Spirit. Then immediate reaction by Acer. I love it! Really well done. Freds is trying to run away with a bile, but he's getting dropped as well. He has resurgence, but the bird is getting plucked. There's Turkey for dinner, mom. And now we have Ace of Spades. We're getting killed as well. It's a 2 for 1 right now. Actually 2 for 2, but Stitches is back, and Stitches is back to business. Abathar is suddenly on the run. Low is extremely low. No pun intended. And he just burrows out. Greenord being dropped, and that quick ulti on the Stitches. That drop against Greenord. Very simple reason why Stitches got copied here. If you actually go for the R, if you hit the heroic ability and you copy something, that's the fastest way to get out of a position or out of a bad spot as Abathar. And that's exactly why he copied the first hero that he saw, and that was the Stitches. They killed 4 heroes in that engagement. Really well done by them. And of course, all initiated by Freds. Great hook against the Tigers. I love the reaction from Team Acer. They were just spot on with their reaction on it, but now they're down for another 6 seconds. 5 on the fall side, another 30 from the rest of the heroes. Doesn't really look like they will be able to just core it yet, but still they put some damage on the core, and without a mule in the game, those 20% that are missing could decide the game later on. It makes especially a trade very, very unlikely. Like just a rush for the core for Team Acer is now very unlikely, since their own core is now so low that it would be quite easy for mYinsanity to engage into a base race and then drop their core faster. 13 kills against 4. Really nice game between them right now. As you see, Abathar is now once again back in his normal form on the map. and is trying to position himself. We have also the boss taken down to the bottom now. Up to the top, there's still another 50 seconds on this one. It looks like Acer is trying to rush in, but they will be late. They will actually be just in time with a few of their heroes, but not with all of them. There are only 3 available, and there is the stun. What a stun by Ace of Spades! Great shotgun, but here comes Kaysil with the strafe. He gets the hurt in, he gets the damage in. 1 hero down, the Tiger's gone, and they drop. Well, Greenout actually killing 1 off, killing 2 off, they're killing 3. The boss is already on the way. Was grabbed by mYinsanity at last, but still, we have 2 heroes down for mYi, and it was very well done by them. By Team Acer, that is. So I really like how they are trying to come back into this. I really thought that they would just like back off for a second, since the Murder was very late to the party, but he arrived in time and they were able to contest that boss for at least a bit. You shouldn't really be able to do any damage towards the core, not with the shield being up again and them already with 5 man just barreling down on the boss and trying to just like go ham on that guy. There's no way the boss is going to do damage, but the boss pins them down in the main base, and that allows now, of course, mYinsanity to move up to the top and take another boss, and they are also on the map with Abathur and claiming another tribute, and once that is reached, he will just burrow back again. And nope, he actually just walks away. I was already waiting for the special effect move, and well, he moved back at the top. So with 2 heroes still down, they were not in a position where they said, okay, we can take that boss now. Instead, they leave the boss. It's 22 versus 20, and now have to deal with that. One thing that you have to realize is that at the beginning of the game, having a stat advantage over your opponent but leading with a level or 2 is just a gigantic advantage. In the late game, however, with 22 versus 21, it's not really all that of a big deal. Like, that's... of course you have a stat advantage. Like, you're in a bit of an advantageous position just because you have more hit points and you do a bit more damage. But it's negligible. It's really not something where you can say, alright, this is how we are going to win that fight, because we are 1 level ahead. We're going to use that as a timing window, and then we're going to just take them down. You can't do that. You don't have an extra talent over your opponent anymore, and the advantage in stats is very, very small. It is there. It's definitely something that might be noticeable, but it's not something that is always going to guarantee you a win in the fight. So this is really a battle on eye level right now, and if you find yourself in that situation, you can well lose a game against an opponent even though you dominated throughout the entire game. We might not have a keep available any longer for Team Acer. There might not even be the full hit points on the core anymore, but if now suddenly there's a team wipe because of a bad fight, then it can all snowball and you can just lose it. Because the only thing after a team fight, after a wipe, especially if the tribute is being taken and a curse put on the opponent's team, you can just like move through the keep down at the bottom and win the game right away. Oh, the hook against Exxon, but yeah, that is only a temporary upset. They're already taking the tribute with 2, claiming also the vision, and now it's 2 for 2 tributes. And what does that mean? Of course, the next tribute is going to be the important one. Tribute number 3 for both teams, and that means curse. So you can take a curse at that point. Let's say, for example, Team Acer is going to be cursed now, which means that they're probably going to defend the core with like 5 players, just making sure that nobody gets even close. Core at this point has 22,000 hit points, as you can see. Well, and looking up at the... let's look up at the mid lane for a second, where we have all 4 of them just roaming now. A bit of a trap that has been set up by Frets and Ace of Spades. They were hoping that one of the heroes might be over there so that they can hook him in again like they did already earlier. That's not the case this time. They see, of course, now with the vision of the catapults what's going on there. And then move straight down here. Here's the tribute, and the setup is going to be better for Acer. They might just try and backdoor. They might actually just try and backdoor right now, and it looks very much like they're going to do that. The tribute is already there. They're waiting for it, and here comes the backdoor attempt. They see the Brightwing. They move to the top, no vision yet, and they go for the backdoor attempt. mYinsanity is moving in, and they have to be now. And here comes Abathur, starts moving in. He slaps! He's trying to actually slap and like make sure that one of the heroes cannot PTB back, but he's a bit too late. Franz is about to die. Oh my god, Vala is down. And they are going to die, all of them, aren't they? Only took it down to 70%. And now the curse is, of course, being taken. Abathur is still there, but they lost a lot of their heroes. A few of them have resurgence. There's the curse. Nice reaction by Team Acer. Lowell is gonna get away, but wow. Abathur, like, I love the wave from Shinobu. That was not a troll, him moving in on the Abathur and trying to slap somebody. He actually did that deliberately because he wanted to make sure that one of the heroes could not TV back. If they get that off, then suddenly it's a whole different ball game because it's a 5 versus 4 in that situation if Abathur gets his copy off in time before he gets killed. 64% on the core now, and as you can see, with only 20 seconds on the death timers, this is now still a situation where mYinsanity has gotten an advantage out of this spot. Because they got the core in, they got the curse off, and now they are in a spot where there's very little to do for Team Acer. They can get this golem, and that's about it. But it's 64% on the core right now, compared to the 80 that we had earlier. So that makes now Team Acer even more vulnerable to a backdoor attempt. And that is pinning them down. That's pinning them down hard. Oh, that hook against Holo! Holo! He survives! No! Oh my god, green out. What a great job. Ace is running in, they drop green out, they hook Holo, both of them down. Freds, he doesn't have resurgence. He doesn't have resurgence up, he's running away, and he is getting obliterated. Uther is down as well. Xorn with the attempt at stun against Kasil. Kasil moving back. It's still a 3-for-3 here. And Vala, Kasil, no, he doesn't have blink, he doesn't have vault, he gets stunned and goes down, but so does Sypho. Only 2 heroes for each team are still alive, and it looks like Exxon is not gonna make it. No, but he has resurgence up. Shinobu and the Vala doing his job. What a game, and now suddenly we have the golems here doing even more damage. 58% on the core right now. This game is getting a bit heated. 25 minutes in. This is just a blow-for-blow match between the two of them. Very nice game here. And of course the boss wasn't taken. The boss here was not taken. That hook just prevented them, Team Acer, from getting it. The hook against the Nazeebo, and now Shinobu together with Lowell is starting to drop that. Another boss is up at the top, so both teams are trying to aim for the first one. And this is just getting extremely nasty. I mean, Lost Lotus is already in a position with the Exxon where they can take camps. They are not really confident enough to go for the boss yet, especially with the Stitches and Vala coming up any second now. But the boss down here has been taken. It was a bit of a risk. Lowell is still very much alone here. The rest of the team is now moving in. If they are fast enough, they can not only help Lowell out to survive because that boss is hitting hard, but they can also maybe contest the boss taken up at the top by Team Acer. And I think the Team Acer didn't really expect them to go for that this early. They're moving in right now. That might just work. It might just work. This is so close. This is so close. There's the stun. Ace goes in. Divine Hurricane. The boss taken. Ravenous Spirit being used. And they go straight for green. Out was locked down. Lowell has resurgence up. No biggie. No biggie. Lowell has resurgence, so they can move back. The boss is moving in. If you are 58% on the core, you cannot ignore that boss. You cannot for a second ignore it. You have to react. And that's what they're doing. They're chasing it down. And this is like always like one of the Klitschko brothers running away from 5-3 or something like that. I mean, they start to cling to his legs and to his knees and everything. Oh, the dash! Sypho! Oh god, like, I love these attempts. Like, guys, this is so close. I mean, like, just one of those hooks hitting Sypho, for example, turns the game, and they are able to just, like, dodge those. This is so crucial. As a player, you're in such a tight spot right now. This is killing you. Like, you have to have nerves of steel if you want to deal with a spot like that, because a single bad move by you can lose the game for your entire team. One bad move, unless, of course, you have resurgence. Then you don't give a shit. But if you don't have resurgence, then a single move can win that game for you, or lose it, of course. So right now, Lowell, Kasil, and Ace already on the move once again. This is the quarterfinal of the GO4Heroes Tournament, and we are looking for the first team to advance to the semifinals. Up at the top, the boss being taken. mYinsanity is on the way. mYinsanity, they could move in with a perfect timing. Here they are. The stun, the hook, both missing. They go in, the hurricane, and the strafe. There comes the strafe. Shock and awe hitting 2, just barely, but it did hit. And now the first kill against the Brightwing. No more heal. Casey low. Ravenous Spirit is doing his thing. And about to kill Freds. Yes, he dashes forward and takes him down. But Resurgence is up. Lowell is low. And he doesn't have Resurgence anymore, does he? No, he does not. Down for a minute. Kasil is on the run as well. Another tribute is there. That would put the curse on mYinsanity. Kasil is on the move back. Ace of Spades is stuck between a rock and a hard place. But apparently they didn't see him move to the top right. Now he can finally TP back. And, oh god, what a match. The thing is, like, for mYinsanity, this is one of those things where they constantly think, do we core it? Do we just simply go for the core and right click again? And for Team Acer, it's the exact opposite. Look at them, having two heroes here because they realize, holy cow, if we leave that core alone for a second, they're gonna push us in and we're gonna lose it. This is also one of the reasons why they cannot capitalize completely on these moves that they make towards the tributes, the curses, the camps that they capture, because they always have to move back to defend that core. And let's take another look at the siege damage that we see from Shinobu, because that is going to be insane right now. 314,000. That is twice what we have from Tychus on the Cypher on the Tychus here. 320,000 already, and he is not done just yet. The boss is finally being captured. There's 20 seconds on the curse still, but we have all three keeps alive. And this is the time in the game when Shinobu is like wondering, why on earth did I not take Mule? That's what he's wondering right now. On 7 he went for the mines, and well, that actually like probably helped them in a lot of situations, but at this point the Mule would be worth quite a bit. Of course it doesn't help you against an entire team pushing against the key, but against those constant golems moving in, those bosses, that's where it really becomes worth quite a lot. They burst that boss down, they're gonna lose wall, but they're not gonna lose much more than that. And on the map we still have the 5-man team roaming for Team Acer. 25 versus 25, 30 minutes in. This is already going to be a bit of a highlight game right here. Both teams, of course, very anxious to get a good setup for the next team fight, and this is still anybody's game to take. mYinsanity, well, they were leading at times with 2 levels. They are probably, well, they might have been able to just like force something at some point, and they didn't do that. So right now they are playing on eye level with their opponent, but those 58% on the core that we see for Team Acer, that's of course one of the problems that Acer still has. If they are not aware where their opponent is positioned, then they might lose the game just because they are not back in time to defend the core. They lost already point after point, and at the same time for mYinsanity it's always a risk. If you move in and try to core it again, go for the right click move, and you lose all of your heroes, then the only thing that Acer has to do is just like mount up, move cross map and take you down. Of course the double resurgence helps, and Freds, like this is the hero, like you can make and break a game right now with the Stitches. Hitting that monster hook just only once is all that you need. One hook, grab them, and well, of course Gorge would help, but still they go for it. They're jumping in. Lowell with the panda split. He goes for the storm earth and fire, and here comes the copy on Shinobu. Ooh, going straight into the, oh my god, the Ravenous Spirit is dropping. Ace is down. Well done. And we had the shotgun as well. Here comes, on the other hand, here comes the immediate use with the strafe, but he gets polymorphed. Shinobu so low. The others are copied, and he uses ulti, I don't know, but there's the drop against the Muradin. The Muradin is down. The bird just barely escapes with a barrel roll. Green out. Oh, Kazel had to move back, but the hook against Holo. Oh my god, it's Freds low. Freds, oh my god. Blue team loses the Chen, but he has Resurgence. The Nazeebo goes down, is down for a minute, and what a kill by Kazel against the Falstad. Takes Falstad down. Kazel about to move in again. He wants Brightwing, he wants Tychus. Ah, god, we had the Chen. The Chen dropped, but he still had Resurgence, and Stitches, he would have died. He would have died to the poison. But he entered the next area, and then he was able to just like heal himself up once again. And now, of course, a boss is on the board again. I mean, what else? They're fighting for the boss once more. This is absolute, like, this game is getting absolutely ridiculous. 22 kills against 18. We have also a tribute there. Nobody's giving a shit about the tribute anymore. It's just like, what? boss, that's all that they care about right now. Get those bosses, get those golems. The one thing that can really hurt the core now. The one thing that can help you finish the game maybe. Of course they're gonna take a tribute when it's there, but the priority is definitely not pleasing the Raven Lord now. The priority is to somehow get ahead and put pressure on the opponent's team, and maybe also catch boss number 2, which is down for another minute and 20. 58% on the core, 33 minutes in, 26 versus... No! No! The hook! And he blinks away. Oh my god, that was good. That hook, but the reaction by Cypher. Oh! And the counter aggression with the Revenant Spirit and the shotgun. Force that moving in. Panda split activated. And once again, he's about to kill Ace of Spades, but this time the Uther survives. Uther survives. Shinobu goes in with a strafe. And Exxon! Exxon is dead for a minute. It's a 4 versus 5, but they are so low. Can they really go core? They're trying. The boss is still there. The core is on 54%. The catapults are doing damage. Shinobu is still on the copy. Not any longer. 36! 31! Oh my god! If they would have moved in, I think they could have right-clicked it. I think they would have right-clicked it. They even had to use Odin for that. 31% on the core and another 40 seconds down for Muradin. They move to the top. They want to have the second boss. That bosses can finish it. And that's this one right here is the reason why they didn't core it. Because they said, boys, if we try to right click right now into an Odin, we might die and we might lose. Let's not risk it. Play it safe. Take that damnable second boss. Take it now, and then we can finish the game with it. That's exactly what they're trying to do right now, and of course their opponent knows that. Red team is cursed as well. The catapults are pushing in. This is getting nasty. It's getting really nasty. 35 minutes into the game. The boss is about to drop. 35 minutes. Level 26 versus 26. 23 kills versus 18. mYinsanity. It's a 5 versus 5 once again. Here comes the counter aggression. They're trying to prevent boss being taken. It's too late. It's too late. Just a few seconds too late, but the boss is on the way, and now mYinsanity is going to push with it. Please tell me they're going to push with it. They have to. That's the advantage that they have right now. They cannot wait any longer. The boss is on the way, and this bad boy hurts. This bad boy hurts a lot. Might not look like much at this point, but he hurts, and that's the rest of the team. They're going to wait until everybody is occupied with the boss, and then they're going to rush in at the bottom and core that thing. And there they are. The right click is real. They're going straight for that. Protoss from StarCraft would be proud. The A move, and there it is. GG! And mYinsanity takes down Team Acer in the quarterfinal of the GO4Heroes Tournament and advances to the semifinals.